I'm Jay with School of the Greenwood, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a simple dip pen and a chewed stick paintbrush. So today you're going to need a stick to carve and a sharp knife and some paper for practicing your penmanship with. So today I picked a piece of privet, which is an invasive species that I know won't make me sick when I chew on it. If you choose a different tree or shrub to use, make sure you do your research on whether it is poisonous or not. The first step is to take your sharp knife and cutting away from you want to knock all the little branches off until you have a nice stick. And after you knock your branches off, your stick should look something like this, nice and smooth. And if you need a grown-up to help you with this, please get some grown-up assistance. And whenever you use a knife, always ask permission from a grown-up first, and for help if you need some. The next step is when you pick the side of your stick that you want to become your paintbrush, and you carefully take the skin off of it. So after you finish skinning the bark off the end of that stick, now comes the fun part. You're going to chew it into a toothbrush. You just kind of want to chew it with your back molars. So after you chew on it for a little while, it'll start to look like this, nice and bristly. So that's it, you're done. You've just made your own chewed stick paintbrush. It's ready to use with whatever paint or ink you want. And now a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Water Oak, who has kindly donated 2 sticks to us in order to make into dip pens. And our other sponsors. Some other drawing implements you can make really easily are the pointed stick pen. And this is just some stick that I found on the ground and pointed, and then this one I rounded. And you can experiment with different ends and practice your carving, and those will all give you different types of lines on the paper. So this one I pointed, and this one I rounded, and these will give you different types of lines on the paper. So I have here some beet ink that I made, and that's what I'm going to be using to test out my pens today. Let's do the brush first. You can use ink or paints. You see I get a nice thick line. And now for one of the pointed stick pens I made. This one is the pointy one. I dip that. You see I get a really thin line. It also runs out of ink a lot faster. So these are the line weights I got today. Super thick with the chewed stick paintbrush, pretty skinny and thin with the pointed stick, and then a nice medium weight with the rounded stick. I want you to go and experiment with different tips for your pens and see what kind of lines you can get. So these are the line weights I got today. Super thick with the chewed stick paintbrush, pretty skinny and thin with the pointed stick, and then a nice medium weight with the rounded stick. So those are the line weights I got today. At home, you can experiment with carving different types of tips on your pens and see what kind of lines you get.